one of my coworkers was shooting Roy Jones Jr. for, I think, a documentary he was going to be in. The day before, I had been talking to him and a coworker about, like, you know, I've been around so many athletes where it's like, I don't know, like, who like get me starstruck at this point. And then, like, Floyd walks in and I'm just like, she.
Back at it again with the podcast.
Back at it again. Let me stretch a little bit. Should we turn that off? No, it's pretty.
No, I bet he could clean it up in post.
Yeah.
Yeah, fix it in post. Yeah. All right. Benny, what episode is this?
41.
Episode 41 of the Real Talk Podcast. It's your host, Joey.
And Thomas.
If you like what you're hearing, please subscribing, and comment down below.
Yes, sir.
Damn, I thought I was going to get through it first take.
Yeah, I know, but this is crazy.
Where are we?
I don't know. We're on the new Real Talk Podcast set in our new location in Somerville, New Jersey.
Shout out Ben for designing it all.
Shout out Ben. Yeah, we got to give the shout out to Ben. Shout out Ben. He literally came up with like the whole set design.
The logo.
Yeah, the logo, the lines.
The editing.
He just does it. This is his baby, the Real Talk Podcast. So when you see Real Talk, just think Ben. Hit him up in his DMs.
Don't do that.
Tell him how much Aunt Grace. Tell him how much you love this podcast.
That you did.
It'd mean the most.
Incorporate some of the new headshots we got of Ben into so they can see what Ben looks like.
Yeah, Ben. Right now, ching ching, right, just like that.
A triple Ben.
But yeah, it's been a while since we've been on. Do we have anything to catch up the people on?
What has been going on?
I mean, it's just been a month of like getting this place ready to be up and running. We're going to be offering more services here at MediaX Marketing, just from
we got talking heads, we got product shots, we got it
basically. So when we're out and about shooting our commercials and doing what we do, boys are gonna hold it down here, and whether it's like studio rentals or headshots or whatever. Yeah,
we're gonna get it popping.
We're gonna get it popping. We always get it popping.
Tell me who we got on today, T.
We got on a good one today. This one has been in the works for a little bit. We've been trying to work our schedules around it, but I figured it was most appropriate to have this person on for the first one on our new Real Talk Podcast set. So today we have on Drew Miller. Drew grew up in Central Jersey and went to Seton Hall University, where he studied visual and sound media, led the student-run media organization called Pirate Sports Network, shot and edited daily for Seton Hall Sports. He graduated last year, 2022, and now works out of Jersey City at Malka Media, where he is a cinematographer and editor, working a lot on boxing, basketball content for Showtime. He's currently doing some documentary work for the WNBA and other media solutions like social videos and podcast editing. Everybody, welcome on Drew Miller.
Woo!
Let's go. What's going on, man?
That's good.
How we doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
What's crazy is, start off, you just came back from Vegas.
Yeah.
And we're going to Vegas soon.
Oh, nice. What are you doing out there?
We're shooting.
Conference?
Yeah, we're shooting a what is it, Joe?
It's RE Plus.
Okay.
It's like I think it's like a solar conference.
Like a solar tech conference.
Yeah.
Type deal. Yeah, one of our clients, CPS Solar. Shout out. shout out all our boys and gals at Chin. But yeah, we're going out there for like 3-4 days, and that was about like the same thing you did, right? But you went for the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight.
Yeah, so I was out in Vegas, second time in Vegas this year. I was out earlier in March for Benavidez Plant, which was also a great fight.
Oh, man.
I missed Ryan Garcia, Gervonta.
Okay.
I had a wedding that weekend, but all my coworkers went.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Spence Crawford was sick. They're just, it's such a big matchup, and it was just, the buzz was unreal.
So we'll definitely get back there, but
Yeah.
can we kind of start off like when someone comes up to you on the street, like, oh, what do you do for a living? Like, how do you explain that to them?
Yeah, so I usually just say I work in media. That's like all.
Just
Easy way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because a lot of people, it's like, oh, you're a content creator, you're influencer, some shit like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been so much fun doing what I do. I think coming from Seton Hall, we can get into all this, but coming from Seton Hall, I was kind of did it all myself.
Yeah.
Like planned, directed, all that stuff. And now kind of where I'm at now, it's kind of can focus in on one thing. And in terms of the people at the company, most people either do just shooting, just editing, design. Just I'm
Yeah.
lucky to be able to do both shooting and editing. So it's a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying it.
And where did this all start for you? Like, when did you first pick up a camera?
It all first started for me probably when I used to do those little the stop motion movies with Legos and
Yeah, no way.
I used to do those, except instead of I wasn't like talented enough at the time to do editing. I didn't even know what video editing was. So what I did was I figured out that my family camcorder once you rolled, if you did in the playback, it would roll right into the next video. So I was basically editing in camera, where I would do like shots, and then like I'll go on YouTube on my mom's iPad, get a sound effect going, hit record, do the little frame of action with the sound effect, and then cut to the next one, and then just keep doing that over and over and over again. I think one of the longest ones I did was like 8 minutes. So that was when I was probably like 10 years old. There was like some crazy stuff. And then just started editing. I did a history fair project when I was a freshman in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the options was to do a documentary, and did that. It was one of the worst things I've ever done in my life. And then from there I started editing YouTube videos, ripping off, just like NBA content off online, picking a song that I liked, editing it to like beats and stuff like that. Bought a camera and started doing my own thing.
What was the first camera?
Sony A7 III.
Hey,
Damn.
Sony.
I still have it. Yeah.
Do you still shoot Sony?
I still shoot Sony. A lot of the cameras we have in my company are like FX9s, FX6s, FX3s. So
Gotcha.
working up the ladder, but I
Yeah.
got my personal camera that I use all the time.
Always
Sony.
need the personal camera.
Exactly.
Damn. And then you went to Seton Hall right after?
Yeah. So I actually bought my Sony when I was in college. I didn't know that I wanted to do media. When I graduated high school, people would always ask me, "Oh, what are you gonna study in school? Like, what are you gonna do?" And I would just say, like, I don't know. I just know that I want to work in sports, and I want to work with video somehow. I started as a sports management major because it had sports in the name, and I hated every single one of these classes. Like, it sucked. And yeah, like I think like halfway through my freshman year, a buddy that I knew said, "Oh, I know a guy that runs this group called Pirate Sports Network. It's a broadcast group." So I was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds fun." Got in with them, started doing cam opping for just live streams for games and stuff like that. And then I met two of the guys, Joe Biner, Keith Egan, who did a lot of the like creative video type stuff. And I wanted to do that, so I saved up a lot of the money that I had at the time and bought a camera. And then that following year was just exploring a lot of like different equipment and shooting different styles and editing, and yeah, just really grew the skills from there.
Is there any like advice you would give someone like when you were like younger and looking at all this different equipment and like educating yourself? Like, what was like the most important thing when like going about that?
Yeah, I would probably say don't cheap out. Like, save up for the good stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like that's really what's going to elevate your game. You know what I mean? It's easy to, but at the same time, don't let a piece of gear stop you from doing what you like, making the project you want to make. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? So yeah, definitely invest well, and but don't ever let a piece of gear stop you from either making or not making. I guess not making the project you work.
Yeah.
On,
Yeah, I feel it.
Do you think like working in school helped you get that job after school?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I did it as I was unpaid. I did it for one semester for credit, and I literally did it for 3.5 years of college, and only one semester of credit. And yeah, like I mean, I think that's like the only thing that got me a job right away. And that's the way I looked at it too. Was people would look at me and be like, "It's so crazy that you're not even trying to get paid for this." And I was like, I know that it's going to lead. First of all, I grew up a Seton Hall fan. A bunch of my siblings went to Seton Hall, and I loved doing it. And then on top of that, I was like, I knew this is going to get me to where I want to be. So I had such a good time at Seton Hall. I also interned at Rutgers my senior year. I interned at Rutgers football.
How was that? How were the two?
It was good.
Obviously, you're a Seton Hall guy.
Yeah. It was. I was really torn about it at first, and I was just like, yeah, I'm a Seton Hall. I got to do that. And my girlfriend was like, you're an idiot. You know, to consider this. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll try this. So I ended up taking it. It was hard. I mean, I loved the guys there. They were awesome and really like invested in me as a creative and just kind of took me under their wing. But yeah, no, it was so much fun. I felt bad that it was with my school schedule, stuff that I was doing with Seton Hall. I mainly was just doing game days and then like maybe like once a week going in. I felt bad I couldn't do more, but I had a lot of fun there as well.
Damn.
And it was Rutgers football, so if it was Rutgers basketball, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then how'd you come across Malka Media?
Yeah. So I'm before I started doing any of this, I was a golf caddy from the time that I was in 7th grade all the way throughout high school, all the way throughout college, and I still do it to this day, just for extra cash, good money. And one of my best friends, me and my brother were there, and one of my best friends there, his younger brother had been at the company for like basically since it started. And shout out Jay and Mitch. So yeah, he got me connected with his brother Mitch, and yeah, from there he actually wanted me to intern when we met. I was still in college, and I had the Rutgers thing going, so couldn't make it happen, but reached out to him around the time that graduation came, and he linked me up with the people I needed to get with and made it happen.
And how's like the company culture been there? Like how's the...
It's been awesome. Yeah. I love the people I work with. They, it's, you know how it is. It's, this industry can be like a lot and demanding and stressful a lot of the times, but, it's so much fun. Like the company culture is just like, there's a certain project that you're passionate about, they'll give you the freedom to go after that and, you know, really try to like go out of their way to, you know, make you, get after projects that you want to work on that you're passionate about. But yeah, the company culture is awesome. A lot of great coworkers, you know.
Damn.
Fun times.
How does like the workflow work for you guys? Are you guys all on the same project together, or like how does it work?
Yeah, so we're bi-coastal. We're in Jersey City, but then Santa Monica, California as well. And so that was the one thing that like it was kind of crazy just starting out, because it was like I was so used to doing like my own projects. I know what I'm doing, and then you're just like thrown into a podcast, so you have no idea what it's about, and you just, cut it up, and it's like, but yeah, it's we run off a server, a SAN server, so everyone can just hop on and off, collaborate through Frame and stuff like that, Slack. But yeah, it's a lot of passing off of projects like in the middle of it. That was definitely an adjustment of like I didn't see a project all the way through, and it was like kind of letting go of that pride, like you're sending it off now. But yeah, it was we definitely hop around on all different projects at the same time.
Is it a lot of you guys?
I think the company's probably 200 employees.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, so it's a pretty decent sized company. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great, man.
And do you guys have like a specific niche that you guys tackle?
We do a lot of sports, a lot of commercial work. I personally came in as kind of a sports shooter, editor, and so that kind of translated well to the Showtime stuff. So yeah, a lot of commercial work. We're doing a documentary on the WNBA, so they've done docs before as well, and then just a lot of podcast work as well. We did Mike Tyson's podcast, Top Boxing.
Yeah.
All the Smoke, the Showtime guys there, Stack and Matt Barnes. Crew Has It, a lot of podcasts as well.
What do you think like the major difference is like working for like a school versus like working for like a business?
Yeah, I mean, working for a school was very like it began and ended with you. You know what I mean? I think here that was a big adjustment where it's like there's resources for other things. You know what I mean? Yeah. At a company, it's like there's the scope is just so much bigger. You know, at Seton Hall, it was just a lot of like, obviously there were projects that were bigger than others and stuff, and it was kind of get into the same flow of everything, and it was just kind of you get into the rhythm of it, and it was easy to kind of like replicate things. And kind of I would try to break out of that as much as I could, but it's like, well, there's a certain level of that where I'm at now. There's still that like. There's just always breaking barriers and always doing something different, and but just to see like the difference in resourcing is just like it's so crazy to see, and just like I love seeing it, So
now you're probably like finally doing like, I know like when you first started off, you a little documentary stuff, and I know sports always been important.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of crazy now that you can kind of like look back on it and like it's like full circle. You're shooting sports documentary style at times too.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I was saying, like this industry can be like very stressful. It can be a hard.
You almost have to find like your pockets of moment, like these little moments that will carry you on.
It's nuts because like even those days where it's like I'm working overnight edits and I'm up at 3 a.m. and you know stressed out trying to make client deadlines and stuff like that. It's like 95% of the time, probably 99% of the time, I still like look at it and it's like, how the hell am I in this position? You know what I mean? Like, I've count myself as so lucky to be like, it seems like this was always the way that it was gonna go. I just like didn't really know it, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I feel so grateful to be in a spot where I really love what I do, you know what I mean? And like, it's, at the end of the day, it's still work, you know, you still got to show up and still do the work for it. But it's like, I don't know how, like, I feel like I still am going to be like, wake up one day, like someone figured it out. Like I shouldn't be here. Or something like that, you know what I mean? Like it's, it's.
I'm like, wait, has that guy been here the whole time?
Like, get this guy out of here. Like, he doesn't have the right credentials. But yeah, so it's, I still wake up some days and it's like, how is this even, you know, part of what I do?
Dude, that's crazy. So you just came back from Vegas doing the Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence fight. Like, what's that atmosphere like?
It was buzzing. A bunch of my coworkers were there for Tank Ryan, and they said that was a big. I didn't know how it was going to translate because obviously it's kind of like a Mayweather Pacquiao where it's like it's a big fight week, pure boxing match, but it's like you don't know how well it's going to translate to like commercial attention and just like the more
because like I know like Errol and Terrence, you know, they're probably the best, but like. They're not a household name.
It's not like a Ryan Garcia social media type like personality. You know, it's like they're both very subdued guys. And
did you cover one more than the other?
No. So what we do for Showtime is we'll basically cover the whole fight week. So you know, grand arrivals, and then do the media workout, press conference, weigh-in, pre-fight show.
Okay.
We're off for the fight, and then we do post-fight press conference and. We'll do like one of our podcasts is a combat sports podcast. Gotcha. We'll do like a reaction show for that. So it's basically just like the events of the fight.
Yeah.
But no, man, it was crazy. They definitely, it was wild. I've never been at an event like that where so many people were so excited for such, you know, it just felt like historic, you know? And I think that through the fight, I don't know if you guys watched the fight, but Terrence Crawford definitely like...
Oh, he just destroyed him. Joe has no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Terrence Crawford just put on like a master class almost.
Yeah, I wanted Spence too, but it was like, I couldn't even watch it and be like... I obviously heard for him, but at the same time, it was like, I just watched like... That's like watching Michael Jordan drop 85 points in the finals, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was just...
On like whoever the second best player is.
Exactly. Yeah, just like total domination. So... I think we were talking about like commercial star power. Like I think that he just like totally rose up in terms of like
he needed this one.
Yeah, it was nuts. So it was just a really cool experience being there, and I have a couple boxing friends that you know big fans. So it was like it's cool to talk to them about it. You know, so
were you there for like the actual fight event?
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, that was probably just insane.
It was nuts. So we usually have like a little area where it's like up top usually, in the arena where they do like the pre-fight show. We like stream the prelims and stuff. So we watch it down there. We usually get a pretty good spot to see it. But yeah, it was wild.
That's sick. How big of a team? So you guys are filming the entire event?
Yeah. So I think for fight weeks like that, it's probably like 10 of us. You know, we got an audio guy, maybe like a PA or two. There's probably 3 or 4. Full-time, like 4 full-time cameras. I went as a B-roll cam. There's been other times where I've gone as an editor and just do overnight edits for these, because for each night it's like
you need to
finish. Yeah, exactly. So it's like,
especially for that stuff, it's a way more much of a time crunch, I'm sure.
Exactly. So 3 editors, a producer, a production coordinator, an assistant editor. So yeah, it's a good crew of us. I've done probably like 6 of these now. So
is there like a specific role you enjoy most?
A specific what?
Role.
Definitely what I do is B-roll cam because it's like I'm basically just working with the post-production team and like getting the crazy 60 frames per second shots. And like everyone else is doing live stream stuff, so they got a director in their ear telling them what shot to get, and
you can kind of just zone out and
run around, do my thing.
Yeah,
where it's like getting sick B-roll shots.
And
getting really good stuff for my reel, and I'm obviously part of the post-production team, like full time basically. So in my job, it's like those are like these fight weeks are the moment that I get to kind of get out and branch out and shoot after being in kind of the just like the day-to-day of editing and stuff. So yeah, that's definitely the most fun. Editing's fun too, getting a product out, and I do that a lot pre-fight. So a bunch of my promos and stuff were playing in the arena before the fight, which is crazy to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then being there shooting is also just I like pinch myself sometimes where it's like, how did I get this lucky to get the best of both worlds,
Dude, that's sick. Crazy. From the Seton Hall floors to watching the fight up in the rafters.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
It's fun, bro. Have you been shooting any sports?
I have a contract with like a high school.
Nice.
So I cover like the whole athletic department.
Nice.
And I'll just kind of document fall, winter, spring.
Cool.
Create something total. This year we're gonna do a little bit more with that.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, like on our end of stuff, I've like really that's like the most of it. Like the last time I saw you was at the Rutgers versus Seton Hall game.
Was that 2022 or 2021?
Man, that was Jameer's first season.
Okay, so that was probably my junior year.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like the only sport I shot that year. Like
that's crazy.
That was the only video I made. So that's why I was like,
a movie.
I gotta
watch that.
I was like, I gotta really do something special with this one. And I also felt like a time crunch on that because I was like, I feel like people are waiting on this.
Yeah, and that was the thing too. Like college, I feel like cut me out for it so good because it's like in a basketball season, you only have 30 games. So in a given, if you have a Saturday night game, a Wednesday game, there's only such a time like an attention span for good content out of that game.
Exactly.
So it's like we were always like scheming up like what can we do with like an overnight, like so what can we we just won, what do we do right now, like get a press conference video out, get a celebration shot out, and just like get that up on Instagram, Twitter, and then like how long is it going to take us to do it, like an overnight edit, like a cinematic stuff like that. So it really cut me out well for what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I was like when I worked for Slam, like it was like,
I'm sure.
God forbid an hour goes by and like nobody cares about it anymore. Yeah. Like they're like, fuck it.
The viral moment's gone. It's like
exactly. I mean, it'd be like, it showed me things that like I liked about it, things that I didn't like about it.
Yeah.
Like I like the route that you took to where it's like, there's still a time crunch to things.
Yeah.
But it's more so like it's bigger than just like one viral moment that might have happened. There's like one specific, like you're focusing on like whether it's two fighters, but there's still a lot more to it that people care about than just like the names of these two fighters.
Yeah.
So like basketball, I mean, like just people go crazy over somebody who just like has a name.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like, there's always more to a person than just like
the whole story is always more interesting. You know what I mean? It's
exactly.
Like, I feel like in the Instagram age, I find myself trying to do that more and more and I feel like that's where I've kind of grown a lot at Malka is like just learning to tell better stories. You know what I mean?
100%.
And like really hone in on that. Cause at the end of the day, like that really is what is going to like you can always go viral with like one, like whatever. It's like, and like, that's just like a fleeting thing where it's like someone could get an iPhone video and it's like, it goes nuts. It's like what's in the video, but it's like, in terms of like a craft, that's not sustainable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like in terms of like telling effective stories, telling like human stories is like really where I want to get into. You know what I mean? And it's I feel like it's been like I've like learned from so many like having story producers to be able to like, oh, I don't think that like this shot works or like stuff like that has just been like really kind of helped me to like look at things as more objective and like how to tell a better story.
100%. It's like so impactful to have people around that like, I mean, before I did, like I didn't have anybody to go to, you know what I mean? It was like maybe people on social media that were like, oh dude, your work is sick. I needed more. It's like hear more than just, yo, this looks so dope. Yeah. It's like, all right, I know it looks dope, but there's better stuff out there.
It's so funny because I say that to people all the time where it's like, I love being at a place where it's not just like smoke up my ass being like, this shit is so fire. It's like, someone to be able to tell you like this shot sucks, get that out of there. Like it sucked at first, and it was like, because it was like, no, I like it the way that it is, but then, I don't know, it's like, it's definitely like a skill to learn, like pulling, like removing yourself a little bit from it and like objectively look at it as like, is this making it better? And like, obviously there are projects where it's like, I feel strongly about it, look better the other way, but like to be able to like have someone else weigh in on something and realize that it's like, they're on the same team.
Yeah.
You know, like they're like storytelling is like has been, in my opinion, way better, you know?
Yeah, like I know like at times like when you are storytelling or learning how to like really like, whether it's like long form content, learning how to like lay things out or like even short form content, like sometimes it's like uncomfortable to learn like a different way to do things, or like 100%. You're like, why would I put the audio there? Like that doesn't make sense. Or, like, why would we start off on this shot? But then like you have to kind of take a step back and look at it from like the viewer, which is like the hardest thing to do when you're editing the video. It's like how is the person who's watching is going to take what I mean perceive this.
Exactly.
Do clients get Final Cut for you guys?
Yeah.
So does it ever happen where you're like, shit, where you know what I mean?
Yeah,
kind of like
and like I said,
client.
it used to be a lot harder, but now, and like where like the first round where it was like, okay, I'm doing this overnight. I think I'm like, it's 4 a.m. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
Client gets notes back at 7 a.m. and it's like, shit, like it used to stress me out so much. Where it was like, I gotta fix this now, but if I move this, then it's gonna mess that up.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point now where it's just like, again, that detachment where it's like, this is how they want it, and like that's the most important thing.
100%.
You know what I mean? So it's like I gotta do this quickly. I don't care how I feel about it.
That's like one of the most important things I've heard on this podcast is like detaching yourself from like what you want things to be compared to like what they are. It's like if you go into each project with like that, like at the end of the day, like you're working on the project, it's your baby, but it's also someone else's. Like they pay they're paying money to make sure that like they're handed something that like they love and happy with, and not every client is going to be like, whether they love the video and like they might not be like, oh my god, I love this so much, they just might take it and walk away, and then you're just like, that's
and
it.
The video serves a purpose for them too. That's kind of what like I always figured out. It's like, if like it would drive me crazy if like a certain like cut wasn't on a beat or something, but it's like, to me it was like, as long as like the lines that they wanted in were in and like it was sequenced in the right way, they were happy. And it's like, that's, you know, if you really attach to something, that's what project pop. You know?
Yeah, it's like rare where you like might have to like sit down with a client and be like, all right, like I understand what you want to be done, but like realistically, it might not be what's best for the video. But for the most part, it's like kind of just like.
And I got producers like that, and that's the thing too, where it's like I never had that before.
Yeah,
it was just me making a video, giving it to my bosses. Maybe they were like, oh, this kind of like maybe this like we can change it. It wasn't anything like that where it was like change this. It was just kind of like, oh, maybe. And it was like occasional, like it was always just me. I'm not used to that, and I wasn't used to that. I am now, but like to have a producer be able to go to client, and then the client comes back to the producer and says, this is how we want it to be changed, and that's related to me. It's like, it's just something that I had to learn quickly, and it was like, it's now that it's down, it's like it's a new skill that I have, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, him and I are like always in communication with our clients. Like that was something like I had to learn, was like I said, detach yourself. Like nothing about this is personal. Strictly, if you do your job, if you know you're a good person,
what passion projects are for. You do.
Exactly. Oh my God, I wish I can do a passion.
Exactly.
When are we doing a passion project?
I know, bro.
This fucking company's a passion project.
I feel like you're sitting in our passion project.
I think you're passion.
Welcome. But yeah, dude, it's like crazy. I mean, like I'll shoot stuff sometimes. And then like 2 months go by and I'm like, oh shit, I actually shot something that was supposed to be, for the love of it. And
exactly.
It just gets away and you're like, oh, I'll work on it now. And you're like, yeah, no, probably not. I'm going to the next.
Exactly.
Just exactly. Like, oh my God.
It runs away from you.
100%.
Yeah, man. But so now you're working on something for the WNBA.
Yeah.
Is that a personal project or is that something?
So it's with my company.
Yeah.
But we're doing a project. I think it's untitled right now. Our working title, Project W. We're working with Brianna Stewart, Jonquel Jones, both on the New York Liberty, and then Nneka Ogwumike on the LA Sparks.
Nice.
So we're just kind of following them, kind of telling their story beyond the basketball court.
It's awesome. It's like that's huge nowadays, especially WNBA. Like they could always use as much, storytelling for them as possible.
Yeah, for sure. And they like my director on it, Andrea, is just like a very powerful mind in the industry. He's like looking at, what like kind of making these characters for them and like the story arcs in terms of like NECA being the president of the Players Association and like Breonna Stewart as a mother and like what that means and like just kind of exploring these different areas of their life. Just all these different things.
Yeah.
So she definitely has a talent for, dynamic storytelling,
It should be fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. Yeah, I think it's supposed to launch in November. So post-production will start on it too.
And who's that for?
The WNBA Association.
Oh, it's for the Players Association.
Yeah, so
He's been doing some work for the NBA PA.
nice.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They do like a real estate day, a tech day.
Oh, cool.
We filmed something through Heartland Productions. They do like a bunch of. I think it's like a very similar kind of.
Shout out Heartland Productions.
Yeah, 100%.
Nice.
Yeah, so they brought us out.
Like started off like they had hired us to do the video work for like all of like the New York Red Bulls.
Okay.
Stuff that would be on like the Jumbotron, stuff like that, like pump up the crowd.
Yeah, for sure.
And like making highlight video for like their New Jersey drop.
Nice.
And like time passed and they like want to start doing more stuff together.
That's sick.
So
Yeah,
that's great, dude.
He's been kind of going around lately, and probably the project's just gonna be. I mean, that's what I want for us. Like, I want us to be able to kind of, what people's key like strengths are. Like, we want people to kind of like flourish in those as well. Like, I obviously can work around the sports world very well. So if we can, move it in over here and have it make sense, then like, awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try to keep it in the family.
Keep it in the family. Yeah.
100%.
Rapid fire. Rapid fire.
Let's do it.
All right. Most like memorable athlete, like when you saw them, you were like, holy shit.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Boxing Hall of Fame.
That was when he had like all of his belts on and stuff.
No, it was last year.
Okay.
I don't. He wasn't being inducted. I think he was, but he was there.
Yeah.
And I was actually, one of my coworkers was shooting Roy Jones Jr. for I think a documentary he was going to be in, and like in comes Floyd. And I was like the day before I had been talking to him and a coworker about like, I've been around so many athletes where it's like I don't know like who like get me starstruck at this point. And then like Floyd walks in, I'm just like shaking. But yeah, Gervonta Davis was the first project I worked on for this company. In Florida. That was another big one. So I Gervonta and Floyd for sure.
Both in the family.
What's your favorite thing to shoot outside of sports?
Ooh, doc work. Like I love to do. I want to like do my own short film. Eventually, I was in. I took a documentary class called Art of Documentary by Mark Bone. Like just an unreal.
Oh, Mark Bone.
Yeah, just an unreal director out of Toronto. Been following him on YouTube for a long time, but yeah, that's just like shoot. Like I will literally just take my camera and just shoot random stuff around the house, slow motion stuff like that. So testing out different lenses and stuff. So I like doing that. I would love to string together like a like we said, just having time for a passion project, but would love to do that.
Yeah, and now that I think of it, that's what Inside the Hustle is for me. That's why.
I saw we did that with Jaquan, right?
Yeah, I did with Jaquan. I did with a couple like UFC fighters.
Oh, nice.
That's what originally started. I wanted to film the UFC guys.
Really?
And I was like, I need an idea.
Which fighters?
Shane Burgos.
Okay.
He's now with the PFL.
Nice.
Solomon Renfro.
I think I saw that Shane Burgos episode. Actually.
Yeah. I mean, I always can film these guys every day, but. It's just a lot more to it than just that.
Yeah.
But it just reminded me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'll do.
They started up again.
Back on back on the Inside the Hustle.
I'll be outside the hustle.
All right, Ben.
So in reference to those like stressful moments that you'll have where you have to do like really quick overnight edits.
Sure.
Do you have out tomorrow, by the way?
Right.
Yeah. Ben needs some advice for tonight.
Do you have like a standout moment for you in a time where that you had to like get something really like crunch time to do it?
Ooh. Yeah, I was in Houston. I was shooting it. It's called Fight Towns Houston. It's with Steven Jackson, and he did these like he hangs out with fighters, and just like it was like an hour and 10 minutes,
Yeah.
you know, like feature type thing for YouTube, and one of the other editors had like handed it off to me, and I was like working on it for, you know, release week, and it just came really down to the day, and my computer kept shitting out, and exports weren't going, but yeah, just honestly hoping and praying that I would get that final export out, and it happened, and we got it out on time, so happy about that. Yeah. That's honestly half the battle is machine issues. I could do everything efficiently, and then it's like all of a sudden my Mac will just decide that it doesn't want to render or something, and
Always at the best moments.
yeah, always the best.
What are you guys editing on?
Premiere Pro.
Premiere Pro.
Yeah. We're usually a year behind, so we're on 22 right now. So I think it's just so that any of like the bugs that they work
Yeah,
on are
100%.
So
Yeah,
we're on 22 right now.
I was Premiere Pro.
What are you on now?
Or Final Cut.
Final Cut. Okay.
Say it louder, dude. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not proud of it.
Final Cut. It's faster. It won't shit on your machine.
Is it? You like it?
Yeah, I love it. It's just way faster.
I mean, yeah. At first, like I remember, I was like, "Oh, there's no way." Like, yeah, when I'm here, I'll edit whatever. I'll edit Final Cut, but when I'm out of here, like,
Yeah.
I'm not. Like, I'm using Premiere. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way I can ever see myself switching over. And then I still do use. It depends on the project.
Yeah.
But
What would make you want to use Premiere? Like, you're saying it depends on the project.
more on like my range of like color grading
Sure.
on Premiere, I just feel like
You can do it.
I'm obviously way more like knowledgeable about it. That's what I learned originally.
Yeah.
But Final Cut definitely is like my workflow on there. Like I'm much faster in putting like a project together. But I mean, they both, like I explained, like they both have like their, like if there was something right in the middle of those two, like it would be the best.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like I love kind of the simplicity of Final Cut and how it's like laid out, like from like the files in your library and just like your timeline of things. At first I looked at it and I was like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
I was like, nothing's clicking together for me. Like, what do you mean I got to move things off the timeline? Like, but
When I first started, I was on iMovie, and it was like, again, like you said, it was
Yeah.
like similar, like
yeah.
And when I first bought Premiere, like I was talking to one of my guys at Seton Keith, and he was like, yeah, if you want to be serious in this, you got to edit on Premiere. Like
That's what they told me in college.
yeah, and I was like, that's good. I got it, and it's got two screens on it. There's a preview and a program. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, now it's like I can't imagine life without it, you know? Like
Yeah.
I do timeline stacking, so it's like I use that all the time, and so yeah, I wish that I could learn. I mean, literally today I had to call IT in because something wasn't exporting. Like there's definitely times I want to switch, but it's the
Yeah.
It's a workflow.
yeah, it's a workflow.
If you had to pick one lens for the rest of your life, what are you picking?
One what?
Lens.
We'll all go around and answer this because I'm curious.
I'm gonna go a 24-70.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with 28 to 70 f2, the Canon one.
Okay. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
I'll go specific. I'll go 24 to. Okay.
G Master.
No, I've actually used I've been using these Fuji zooms. I forget what the exact. I think it's like maybe a 28 to 80. I'm not sure about that, but it's an APS-C lens, and it's just the image quality out of it is beautiful, and like as just from video standpoint, I love that lens.
I'd probably just do a clean 50 mil prime.
There you go.
No wise.
Just focus on one thing for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Get that clean. If I gotta, go far back, I'll go far back, and
Exactly.
I'll get close up if I need to get close up.
Can't go wrong in the
Ben,
I just feel robbed because that was me, but I'll go 85 then.
85 grand.
I mean, or I would choose a 70 to 200.
I was honestly gonna say
Honestly, because
that was my first reaction. when you said-
there's just something about it
Yeah.
that's just like it's just magical.
Yeah, it's like 70 is like obviously tight, but like you could get away
Yeah.
with it if you're far away enough, you know?
I just feel like even if like you're really far away and like you're not like, there's still just like a look to it that I like. Like I like working with a 7200.
Yeah.
Like, being able to punch in and out, like
I know, me too. I'm the same way.
yeah,
It's the sports, I think.
yeah.
I'm looking to put myself into a box, get that 85, force me to move around and get smart with my shots.
That's smart.
85. Yeah. I mean, if you just have a whole bag of prime.
Get those steps in. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh, what on your like way home from a shoot? Like, what's your like? You listening to a podcast or you listening to music? Nothing. Just
Yeah.
your ears ring.
I like Pardon My Take, Barstool. That's
Yeah.
a fun one. That's my commute one usually. I'm a big metalhead, so I listen to a lot of rock. Lamb of God. Fit
Do you
for
have a
an
favorite
Autopsy.
band?
Fit for an Autopsy is one of my favorite.
Do we know them, Ben?
I do not.
Lamb of God.
Damn, but Ben don't know it then.
Lamb of God's hardcore.
Lamb of God. I just saw in Montclair. They were great. Just saw Metallica at MetLife. They were awesome.
Oh, JT was there.
Yeah, it's fun. So yeah,
JT.
typically rock or podcast. Yeah.
Nice. Ben, what do you normally listen to going home?
Probably Chili Peppers or Like Dead.
Damn, maybe I was Chili Peppers Joe.
What do I listen to? I'll probably put on like an Andrew Tate podcast or something.
How those guys doing?
Yeah, I think they're they're in jail right now.
They're back.
They're back. Part two. He's back and better than ever.
Part two.
What about you?
What am I listening to?
Yeah.
Well, recently, just like any movie that I'm into.
But
Like,
what do we listen to on the way back from your
Sure.
shoot though?
Oh, back from a shoot?
Yeah, what do we normally listen to?
Oh, you and I?
Or it's like when we're on the way back.
Are you just asking me personally?
No, I'm just saying in general.
Oh, I think normally I'm rarely ever listening to music.
You really?
Yeah, it's normally like something. I'm like big on like Easter eggs to like movies and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm normally listening to like
A lot of videos.
yeah.
You had us listening to the Oppenheimer soundtrack.
You guys see Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
He's unreal.
I saw it in IMAX.
So
I was
good, bro.
literally like dead center, 5 rows back from the front, and just I was ready. I was like, take me in.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was, I mean, I explained it to them. I was just like, I've never had a movie experience like that.
Yeah, it was so sick. I saw it opening night, and it was just like,
You're just like so immersed into like,
yeah. I only
world.
saw it once, and I need to see it again, like
Yeah.
for sure. I haven't found the time to, but it's like
it's crazy.
it's a spiritual experience.
Yeah, and like that's what really like, I mean that's what I look to about like learning how to like story tell. And
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
that's a whole like, it's so hard for me to wrap my mind around how like a director like Christopher Nolan sees things out.
I know, bro.
Like it's like it starts with like whether it's like a book he read or whatever, and,
Yeah.
and like he just it just doesn't make sense to me.
And people keep talking about how many performances are going to win awards in that movie. Like, if that movie doesn't win Best Editing, like the whole fucking thing is like that entire award
I
show.
told
is,
him, I'm
is
like that first like sequence
It's
where
so
he's
good.
like throwing the glass on the floor and he's like he's laying in bed seeing shit.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that sequence of things, like
It's
how
so
do you
crazy.
even like
And that I didn't even realize this until afterwards, and I saw it on Instagram. The opening shot of the raindrops
Yeah.
is supposed to be like a metaphor for the atomic bomb and the chain reaction,
it's
and
the
that's
same shot that they had at the end.
it's so crazy.
It's
And
like
then,
the movie is all about like
Chain
consequences
reactions.
and
Exactly.
reactions. Like that was the whole scare.
cause
of
and
it all.
effect. Yeah,
It was like, God forbid, like this thing doesn't stop rippling.
yeah.
The world will catch on fire and the Real Talk podcast will never come to be.
How unfortunate.
That's what the screen cut to black and was like the Real Talk podcast. Oppenheimer 2.
Yeah.
We'll be in it.
There's a
That'd be sick. We should try to find like extras spot
For what?
or maybe just like a PA,
Drop a cameo,
PA
yeah.
job if they need someone to get them
yeah,
waters.
yeah. That's
Might as well. Might as well. If you had to give your younger self one,
Yeah, give your PA some advice. All right, what's important to having like a PA?
oh, that's my question.
Okay, I wasn't. Again, this is kind of goes back to the question about me, like with the biggest thing. Where it's like I'm not used to all these people. Like, is same thing with assistant editors. Like, I have people there to set up my projects for me, and starting off, I like felt bad. It was like,
Shout out Mike.
yeah,
Literally just hired someone to do that for me.
yeah,
Big
media
shout.
managers, assistant editors, PAs. There's like
Shout out Ben too.
the unsung heroes of the industry. Like they just do.
You like felt bad at first?
Yeah, I was like, no, dude, like I can do this. And it's like, no, like this is literally not your job. This is my job.
Oh, that was like the opposite of how I was feeling.
Yeah.
I was like, please cut up this audio.
Because I never knew that it was a thing, and I'd be like, no, I could do this, bro. But it was like, and where I'm like, where's this? But advice for a PA, you don't even have to get your shit done quick. Just don't complain. Like,
Yeah.
just work hard and don't complain.
Be selfless.
Yeah, it goes for anybody on set. Like, it's gonna suck at some point. It's like,
Ben.
yeah, just bust your ass and be a good person. You know.
If like you don't, like even if someone told you how to do something, you get to a point where you're like, fuck, I know someone told me, but I
Yeah.
have no idea how to do this.
Yeah.
You should still probably go and ask.
Yeah.
Whether it annoys that person,
Yeah.
they'll be even more annoyed
Yeah.
if you stand there
And you don't
like
do
your head up
anything.
your ass.
Yeah.
That's
Don't be
what-
weird too. That's another one. Be-
Ben.
you know that camera.
Oh, fuck.
Damn, you're literally explaining the person we had prior
Yeah.
Two man.
to Ben.
Really.
The way Ben came on is like such a cool story, honestly. We had hired somebody the week of, and then Ben just wanted to come like intern for us or whatever. And that same week, we had noticed the person we hired was not the right choice.
Wow.
I mean, I just remember like we were like on set, and I'm like, hey, like, can you set up 2 C stands like real quick?
Yeah.
And like 10 minutes later, I'm like, where
Were we at?
the seat, like the light guys, like where
Where's
am
my
I putting
C-stand?
this on? to?
Yeah.
And I just see him over there, like he's got like a tripod in one hand and the bottom of the C stand in another, and I'm like, oh man. And I was just like, dude, I'm not even gonna begin to
Yeah.
explain.
Yeah.
I was just like,
We got it. Yeah.
let's
Figure
just get
something
this
else
over
out.
with
Yeah.
real quick. And then Joe was like, hey, instead of like, coming here for free,
Yeah.
want to, work?
Yeah.
And I was like,
You're
that'd
like,
be perfect.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
That's actually better than what I thought.
I've been that guy before. Literally, just ask. You just have to ask your director, your producer,
that's how
another
you grow.
cinematographer.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you get closer as a crew. Like if someone knows, like if you feel like someone wants to learn,
Yeah.
and like even on like their bad days or whatever, like
Yeah.
they can own up to it. Like,
Yeah.
it's only gonna help things.
Yeah, and no matter how far you are, it's like you always like never like nobody's ever good enough for like anybody else to tell them. Like
yeah, like I say it all the time. Like at any time possible, like I'll be the person that needs this.
yeah,
Set up whatever. Like,
Exactly.
any of us can kind of step into any role if needed.
yeah, exactly.
Did you ask your question?
No, I didn't.
Sorry.
If you had to give a piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Keep going. It's all gonna work out. Whatever questions you got, it's all gonna be figured out.
Piece of advice you would give your older self.
Ooh. Enjoy it. Every moment, just keep enjoying. It's all. It's not. There's not. It's gonna end at some point, so just keep enjoying it. No matter what moment you're at.
And who are you rooting for, Jake or Nate, when that fight happened?
It already happened.
No, yeah. Who are you rooting for?
Oh no,
No one. You're just
Nate,
not. You're
Nate,
not
for sure.
Are you a fan of any of that?
We did Jake.
I was gonna say
Paul's.
like you're in the.
I'm in
real
it.
fight business.
Yeah.
Not that isn't real, but
No,
way
you can say
different.
that. yeah.
way different.
Yeah. We did Jake Paul Anderson Silva in October. I was an editor for that. And it's
Different
just-
atmospheres.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, listen, I could say what I want about Jake Paul, but it's like at the end of the day, standing in that arena, the amount of attention that he garnered, like negative hate that he generates so much attention that it's like, it's obvious that he's doing something right.
Yeah.
The entire arena was just giving him the middle finger, booing. That was probably one of the loudest arenas I've ever been in. And
That's crazy.
but yeah, he's definitely
So you were there when that fight happened.
yeah.
What happened when Anderson hit the canvas?
Just went nuts. I mean, people, no one expected it to happen. That was one of those fight weeks where it was like, I have no idea how this is gonna play out. And it's like he has that kind of draw in the same way where like the Terrence Crawford Errol Spence match. It's like I have no idea what's gonna happen.
It's a toss up.
Where it's like if he's fighting Anderson Silva, it's like I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva could kick his ass, or like is he gonna beat Anderson Silva? You know what I
know.
mean? So he brings that same draw, and like obviously not in a pure boxing type way, but like
I mean, he's bringing attention to the sport, whether you like it or not. And that was something like
I watch it now. I watch the Jake Paul fights.
and this
Watch
is
the Diaz one?
Exactly.
this is a guy who like knows
Yeah,
no
exactly.
sport. No, like close to nothing. True. Like
It's funny. But we work with them all athletes all the time, so it's just like it's funny, you know.
who'd you just shoot with from the Jets?
Oh, football I'm bad at. Football I'm bad at, bro.
Ben,
Elijah Vera Tucker.
see,
I don't
Ben
know what it
knows.
is.
Ben's the sports guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, football
I think
I'm
it
bad
helps
at.
me not be
Yeah.
starstruck too. Well, you know what I mean? Like when you're
Oh,
working
for
with
sure.
you know what I mean? Because it's just like I don't
For
really
sure.
know. And it's
There-
easier to direct. I feel like
What?
I'm not starstruck because I don't know really of
Who are
them,
the- yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like besides sports, I'm like really uncultured. Like I really don't know. Like
Yeah.
I was at a UConn, I think it was a women's basketball game, and you know like the D'Amelios, Charlie D'Amelio, like, they're sitting courtside, and everyone's like they had a TV show. Like I think Hulu had a TV show with them, and they had like these crazy ass camera
Yeah.
rigs, and I'm like looking at these people. I'm like I have no idea who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, you don't know who, like, one of my friends was like, you don't know who Charlie D'Amelio is? And I'm like, no, I've never heard that name once in my life.
Yeah.
Like,
Charles Barkley.
yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, so I feel
Shout
like,
out Barkley.
yeah.
Yeah, shout out Barkley.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite YouTuber?
Ooh, Peter McKinnon.
Peter McKinnon one time.
Peter McKinnon's fun. He's been kind of like, I like him because even though he's not posting a lot right now, he's just like kind of changed what he does based on what he likes, which I really like respect. And you know, it's not just about like the views anymore. It's like he's really like diving into like what is important to him. He's like, he's got like a bunch of merch.
Those
and
clocks and
stuff.
colors?
Yeah, exactly. Clocks and
Oh,
color.
oh,
Pete's
shit.
Pirate Life. My hat's Pete's Pirate
I
Life.
can't afford clocks and color, dude. Dude, he's doing it with them.
Yeah. So he's up there. Mark Bone's another one.
Shout out Mark Bone.
Yeah, Mark Bone's great.
What are your top 3 movies like that come to mind?
Ooh. I just rewatched this one for the first time in a while. I think the first time I saw it was in like high school, but The Godfather, I just rewatched the other night.
Have you seen that, Joe?
Yeah.
That is like just an unreal movie. That's up there. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so the prequel.
I got the lightsaber in my office. If
Yeah,
you
let's fucking
swing it
go,
around,
bro.
then
Yeah.
go get it.
Episode 3. I know that's one of my favorites.
That's a good one.
Never seen
Yeah, I know.
My last one would probably be I love The Revenant. That's a great movie too.
That is a good movie.
it.
Yeah.
What about you?
My top 3.
Yeah. Behind me.
I mean, like, yeah.
Mine it might it almost made
It probably will trickle in there over time.
Yeah.
The one that always comes to mind is Moonlight.
Okay.
Not many people know that one.
I had to watch that for school. That was a good one.
Ex Machina or Ex Machina, however you want to say it.
Yep.
And then what did I say? I mean, I love all like the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like Rogue One is like up there for me.
Yeah.
Anything that just like puts me into another world.
Yeah, that's
like
great.
I'm just like kind of. I mean that was Oppenheimer, and
Yeah.
I credit that to like the way they filmed it. Like,
Yeah.
you're literally
100%.
just staring at Killian's face
for
90% of the movie.
Yeah.
But like the whole time you're not like, oh, again, we gotta look at this guy's face.
Yeah.
It's like telling the story.
Yep.
Benny?
To what, top 3 movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Pulp Fiction is always on my top.
Sure.
That's
So
a
that-
good one.
So- so hipster.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'd say Manchester.
Blaine.
Manchester by the Sea.
Okay.
I've been wanting to watch that.
Yeah. Wait, you haven't watched it?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I haven't either.
Great movie. And then like probably One Flew of the Cuckoo's Nest.
That's a good one. I just watched La Haine.
Okay.
It's like a French film.
Nice. Whiplash. That's a great one.
Oh,
that's a
fantastic.
great
See, that's
one.
the thing. Like, I've seen so many movies.
Yeah.
that, dude, I don't know.
I know. My top 3. I know. It's like
You like say
it's-
Whiplash. I'm like, oh,
I know.
fuck,
It's
that's gotta be.
Have I seen Star Wars the most? Yeah. Is it my favorite? Like maybe.
It's like
I don't
Marvel.
know.
Like,
Yeah. Exactly.
I know every piece of information.
Exactly.
Now I could honestly
Yeah.
care less about
Exactly. Me too.
But I would say Loki, the show Loki.
That was great.
That's probably in my top.
Andor was one of the
top.
best shows I'd see. I was not excited for that movie at all. I was like the way that Disney kind of like took Star Wars.
Last episode of Obi-Wan.
That was a good one too.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
You finally want to see Darth Vader
Yeah.
the way you want to see him.
Yep.
That's
Shows. Yeah, I love me a good TV show. Peaky Blinders, one of my favorites.
100%. I just watched Beef.
Okay.
That was
good.
What's that
That was a
on?
good one. Netflix.
Okay, cool.
And then what else? I like with documentaries too. Like I don't know if
Yeah.
you've seen My Octopus Teacher.
Okay.
That's a real.
That was great.
Someone here.
Ben's octopus teacher.
I don't know. I heard that too, but I also got headphones on, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping you guys are looking out for me if someone's behind me right now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Take Ben.
Yeah, let's take Ben first. We'll be good.
Just stop the recording.
leave the cameras.
Where can people find out more about you?
My Instagram is drew.miller99. I also have, for my video account, is at a.j.m.visuals. Yeah, exactly. My Twitter's AJMill7259.
Twitter or X?
Yeah, well, you never know
No,
these
just
days.
kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't even use it.
And my website's ajmvisuals.com.
So give us a quote to this camera to close us off.
Shout out Aunt Grace.
Woo!
Shout out to Aunt Grace.
Shout out to Grace.
Let's go.
All right, everybody. Drew Miller.
Thanks for having me on, guys. It was fun.
That was awesome. Let us know if we need to add anything to the Real Talk set.
Yeah.
I like it though. So we're not gonna
That's
add
sick.
anything.
Thanks for having me.
Yes,
Great
sir. Awesome.
Episode 41 of the Real Talk Podcast.